Yo, 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 what's poppin'? What's poppin'? We got MTK. He's gonna be on here shortly. Here he is. MTK in the flesh. Hey, hold up. I need to get my headphones going, but we are live, so just say what up when you can. Hang on. I need to fix your audio. Your audio isn't on, so just spare the words for now. We got the fucking over the heads. Today is insane.
The
Say
what?
okay, I can hear you now. I got the over the heads because my headphones broke. Dude, I
Oh,
don't
okay.
even like
You're going
this
old
though.
school.
Yeah, I don't even like this. Let me try to fix it. 1 second. Shout out Franklin for dropping the $10 dono. My man. Thank you very much, Franklin.
Oh,
Okay.
snaps.
Nah, my
$10.
headphones still fucked.
Now we cooking. Now they
Just bear with me, sorry. Okay, microphone. Come in on the no, the speaker coming in on the desktop. Okay, say something?
mic check.
Okay, we got you. We're gonna have to bring you down a little bit. Okay.
Can't bring me down.
Not bring you down, but like bring the
Yeah,
volume
can't
down.
bring. I'm up. I'm up.
I know you got something. You got something on your mind today. Anything
No, I'm
you want
just
to talk
saying,
about?
just in general, bro.
Okay, I love it. I love it. It looks like you're in good spirits. Before I even heard you say
Hey,
anything,
the greatest lock-in of all time.
the greatest lock-in of all time. What is that?
That's just me.
Okay, okay. All right, I like it. So I guess we can get started now. Everybody in the chat, just let me know if the audio is kind of like iffy. Like, I'm not using my headphones, so if you hear a little echo, it's because it's coming through my speaker. But I try my best to fix everything. But let me know if it's unbearable, and I'll put on the fucking ugly ass headphones for you.
Why? How do you think it should? How do you think it sounds on their end?
Well, I'm just hoping that like as it's coming in off my desktop, it's not picking up off the mic.
Let's see.
But it seems
Nope.
like you're doing the same thing. You don't got any headphones in,
Mm-mm.
and there's
No,
no
don't say
echo.
anything. Oh no, it sounds great.
Okay.
Okay.
Shout out Space Kid. He goes, "Wish I could donate, bro. I literally have 56 cents in my account." Sent a thumbs up with some jewels. No worries, Space Kid. It's all good, homie. You donate if and when you can. You know, no, no.
Yeah, he
Don't
said
be breaking the bank.
he didn't say 50 cents. He said 56.
56. So you know he's telling the truth. I got fucking like $23 in my bank account. So we the same, we the same. I mean, well, I got the money saved up for rent, but spending wise, I got like 23
I
bucks
know
till the end of the
hey,
month.
the first is right around the corner.
Yeah, so I got that, but it's like I ain't even counting that. You feel me?
Yeah. You can't count that, huh?
No, you can't.
I mean,
Okay.
some people do. Some
Some
people
people
are like,
do.
hey, hold on, let me go out tonight. Fuck it.
Right. It's like, nah, that shit doesn't even exist in my eyes. Anyway, to start off the podcast, I mean, we got a couple good little events going on. UFC Macau this weekend, and then
Yeah.
Darren Till BKFC debut. I don't know if you were paying attention to that.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. That I did not, but I am excited for the Macau fights this weekend. There's actually a lot of good fights on that card.
Let's see here. Can try to pull up Tapology real quick. And then there was no UFC last weekend, right?
Yeah, you got Sergey on there. You got Zhang on there. You got Kai Asakura on there. Jake Matthews on there. Alex Perez is on there. Oh, the Jake Matthews fight is canceled. My bad. Oh, Jake Matthews is now fighting. Okay, he was supposed to fight Muslim.
Now he's fighting Carlston Harris.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I mean, it's
Yeah, I mean
fun.
it's not a bad card. As it gets to the
It's not a bad
bottom, it
card.
gets a little bit more scarce. But even that guy Ray Saruya, apparently he's pretty good.
I mean, look at even. I mean, I'm interested to see what's going to happen with Kai Asakura. I mean, he was on had a lot of high hopes on there. Alex Perez is on here, number 11, dude. Like he's been on a nice little. Yeah, you're right.
Asakura coming off a rear naked choke loss to Tim Elliott. So this is his bantamweight debut officially.
Mm,
Keep that in mind. 0-2 in the promotion, right? Debuted on a title shot, got finished. Returned against Tim Elliott, got finished. Now he moving up to 35, his normal weight class. Let's see how he does.
yeah, yeah. That actually, they when they fed him to the wolves, right?
They did right off the back. And then Taliesin Teixeira has been sparring with Pereira.
Okay.
Alex.
Yeah, I mean, Kai Asakura. I mean, he had such high hopes, but to go 0-3, oof,
Yeah.
oof. I was just literally talking, and we've talked about this before. It was a boxing promotion, and I was just like, "This is exactly why I can't watch boxing. Like, this shit's just a setup." Like we said this last time, like you're gonna get fed to the wolves real quick.
Yeah. That is the tough thing about the combat sports market right now in a way is like MMA's and like I don't know, it's kind of becoming like boxing. I wouldn't say the UFC fully is, but just to give some examples, like that RAF wrestling promotion, they got a match coming up right now, but it's like Hamzat versus Dylan Dennis. It's like, bro, Dylan Dennis will never win that. So it's like I don't know how excited to get about it, right? And
Right.
then Darren Till's BKFC debut, it's a toss up, like a softball fight against like a former like reality TV show guy, Aaron
Mm,
Chalmers or whatever his name
mm,
is. He's like a half fighter, half reality star.
right.
So like he's not a real
Right.
fighter. He's like
Right.
a guy who like chose to do fighting to elevate his reality career,
Yeah.
right?
His social media. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like again, I feel like it's a softball for Darren Till. I'm excited, but it's like how excited do you get? Same thing with the Ronda and Gina Carano. It's like a lot of like softball fights that they want people to get excited for, and it's like how do we? I was not excited for the boxing match with Usyk and Verhoeven because it's like two guys from different sports
Mm.
fighting last weekend. It turned out to be competitive, but it's like we're seeing too much of this like fucking random ass shit.
Bro, we're just like digging, right?
Yeah.
Digging, like digging through the crates, like trying to find that track that everybody's gonna go dance on the dance floor to, and we just like keep digging. Like, all right, let's try this one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's try this one. All right, let's try this one.
And I get it from their perspectives because it's like you do got to build something up, but it's like it just kind of like shows the landscape of things. It's like I don't know. It's a weird landscape at the moment in time. I feel like we're like transitioning into a better time, but it's like this is like a fundamental like a footing of like kind of like getting there. Like this is the beginning of it. But it's like you got to go through these like little bullshit fights first. Like who knows? MVP promotions, Jake Paul's thing, it might become something one day, but we had to get through the Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano first. Darren Till might be something in BKFC one day, but we have to get through his little bullshit debut first.
All
So it's
right,
like
there's some
I'm tired
truth
of
to
the
that.
bullshit.
There's some truth to that.
But you got to
There's
build, right? You got to build
yeah,
it up.
build.
It's got to be worth your investment. So I get
And
it
I
from the
think
promoter sides.
and I think too what the UFC has done though really well is they've been able to get these fighters from like 18 to 21, curate them and put them on these like Dana White Contender Series, opportunities, and then you have the Ultimate Fighter, right? And then you get these guys that are like, I mean, super young, athletic, and now like rising to the top in the UFC at 25 years old. Like that's an impressive job for them to do.
Some of them, right? Yeah, but speaking of that, I wasn't sure how to bring this up today, but I figured this might be a good time to do it.
Like if
Um,
MVP was smart, they would create their own like Dana White Contender Series on Netflix and
mhm.
drop those like I don't know monthly.
Yeah, but it's like I think like it's cool, and I agree with you, but it goes like so. It's a big point. So hear me out a little bit. I'm trying to figure out how to start this thing off. Dana White spoke on UFC Fighter Pay. I put it in the title today, so this is a good way to get into it.
Okay.
What you're saying it has some truth to it, but I feel like let's just kind of like talk about the whole big picture of Dana White, the UFC, them having a better model than everybody else, but then also tie in some fighter pay to the mixture of all this, right? So like I guess Dana got asked a question about the WNBA, like average salary in there. They get paid more than UFC fighters on average.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the WNBA. So Dana was saying like, essentially like he's responding and he's spinning the narrative to where like, he's still this positive figure, right? But a couple of things that stand out is Dana made a big statement and he says something along the lines of like let's say you sign a 3-fight deal. We're going to find out if you even belong in the UFC. I should pay you 370,000 to see if you belong. When we first bought this, most of these guys had jobs. Now it's at a level where everyone is a professional athlete. So two things in that. Stick on the first thing, which is like so you're signing people to the biggest promotion and you're not sure that they belong. Does that happen in the MLB? Does that happen in the NBA? Does that happen in the NFL? Just understand that Dana's saying he signs people and he doesn't even know whether or not they belong in the promotion, doesn't even know whether or not they're UFC caliber. He's basically just taking shots in the dark. And this
Right.
is what I've been saying. This is what I've been saying. I've been saying this is why fighter pay is so low. Because the talent does not require the amount, right? So how do we fix this? We need to have a better amateur league. And that's why I'm tying it in, because Dana White can't do it all. Dana White cannot own the amateur league and the UFC and everything tied into one. We need, how there's a USA boxing, we need a USA MMA. It needs to
Mm-hmm.
be like an Olympic sport. That would further it to where Jake Paul and Dana White can compete for the same Olympic competitors, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got Olympic silver medalist, gold medalist from 2026, right? Dana White knows about him. Jake Paul knows about him. They get to bid for the best fighter, not put up the charade of, oh, I created my own little, amateur show, contender series, and put this fake allure to it that doesn't really actually exist, because Dana just admitted he'll sign these guys and he has no clue whether or not they belong. And so I'm just speaking about this big picture of things. It's like people talk about, and you are right, for every, but at the same time, for every 25-year-old that makes it big off a contender series, there's about 10 that fucking flop.
Oh, maybe
You know,
more. Yeah.
yeah, and we all know that. So it's like
Yeah.
I don't know where like the middle ground lies in all this, but I figure I'll just bring that up, like, the whole fighter pay thing. Dana White basically admitting like we sign guys and we don't even know if they belong.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
so
it's
how
one of those
good is
things.
it? How like what is that a healthy state to be in?
Well, it's one of those things. Like if you were to compare it to like the big players, NBA, NFL, MLB, right? They're college athletes that are going in straight from there to there, right? That's where they're being groomed. That's where they're being taught how to get into that next position. And then you got the drafts that's why the drafts are so big in the
Combine,
NFL.
scouts,
Oh,
tests,
it's huge, right? It's huge.
vertical 40 yard, right? Bench
Yeah,
press.
but those guys are now, immediately getting into the NFL millionaires, right? That first round of guys, like those first 32 guys, they're millionaires right off the bat. The second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh round, then you start getting into this like the average pay I think is like I don't know, 100 and some thousand, 200,000. Someone can correct me on there. Then you have just like the practice squad, just to be on the practice squad,
Hmm.
try to make it onto the team. So yeah, the UFC doesn't have anything like that where they're curating their own fighters in every part of the world. So there's a lane to be had there if someone was able to put it together.
Hmm. Yeah, so there was another part to it too where Dana White says something. Let me read it. I think it was on my phone. Dana White said something along the lines of oh, when we first bought this, most of these guys had jobs. Now it's at a level where everyone is a professional athlete, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just funny because he's contradicting, because that's how he basically ended it. And it's like, dude, so many of these guys still have jobs. I mean, like, technically, I'll consider it a job. If they do YouTube, right, that means they're struggling a little bit, or else they wouldn't fucking be doing it. Like Malcolm
Yeah,
Wellmaker doing these little vlogs for his fight camp. It's because it ain't the UFC bread ain't cutting it, and he's
right.
worried about pivoting, and that's not good enough. How many fucking, NFL players have YouTubes and shit? Not as much.
Right.
Not at the level of UFC fighters. All these UFC fighters claim to be experts in the field the second they get that 3 letters under their name. They're ready to give all the advice in the world. They're ready to get on YouTube. It's because there's a thirst, because like UFC ain't paying. The entry that Dana gave the guy in the interview was 15 and 15, 10 and 10. That's the entry level off contender series for guys on a 3-fight deal. 10 and 10, 15 and 15.
So 10 and 10 means what exactly?
10 grand if you win, or 10 grand to show up and make weight, 10 grand if you win. So if you lose, you're only getting 10.
Mm.
And it's a nuanced conversation because it's like this, as long as you're signing shitty talent, I get why you pay them 10 and 10 and 15 and 15. My thing is, stop signing shitty talent. Let's figure out a way to actually make the sport better in a way. Like, it's still the common man's sport, and while a lot of people like it, I don't know. I think there's truth in
I
both
wonder
ways.
how many fighters are in the UFC roster altogether. Like, is there a way to find that out?
Dana was saying in this that he's like, I got around 1,000 guys
Really?
under contract.
There's what, 6 divisions? Yeah, 6 divisions, right?
Yeah.
8 divisions, including the women. 1,000 fighters. So almost 100 fighters per division. I mean, you could probably get that number down to your top really 50 guys in each division. You could cut that in half.
And then so one other thing I want to add is
I'm all releasing half the fighters.
Release half of them and then you can start paying more money. So here's another thing Dana said though, because we speak about it in terms of the NFL and shit, right? But Dana, so just catch this, what I'm trying to say is we're speaking about it in terms of the NFL. That's what we always thought it is. The UFC is like the NFL of MMA.
It is NFL and MMA, yeah.
Okay, so Dana doesn't want us to think that, I don't think.
Okay.
Because Dana goes, when people talk about fighter pay, you know what they don't compare it to? What a guy makes when he goes into his first boxing event. Wait, hang on. Let me just find the...
Yeah, but that's the promotion, right? The promotion matters.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the part where he's...
Because if you're doing your first boxing event at a smaller promotion, yeah, of course. But if you're doing your promotion with Mayweather or De La Hoya, there's expectations that come with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Money that comes with that.
Okay, so here's what he says. The difference is because we look like a league or however you want to look at us. He's trying to like absolve himself. Like, what do you mean you look like a league or however you want to look at us? That's exactly how the fuck we're looking at you. The UFC, like the NFL. Like, what do you mean?
Right.
So I feel like he's trying to absolve himself of that, being like, because we look like a league. So you're not a league, but you just look like one.
Yeah, and I guess too, the only other way to put that into is like, a league where it's not a team sport. So tennis, golf,
2 of the highest paid sports in the world.
NASCAR.
3 of the highest paid sports in the world.
Indy.
You mean like F1 or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. 4 of the highest. Those all pay more than the NFL and the MLB.
Yeah, so I mean,
golf and tennis are like the highest paying, bro. F1.
And because that's how many eyes are on the product. At the end of the day, it comes into how many eyes are on the product. If they're selling out every time that they're going into the arena, I'm talking about tennis, right? Or like, when you get a ticket. But then the viewership of how many people are actually watching that product, that's why they're getting paid so much, because of how many people are actually watching that on TV. So you got the TV rights. That's what the UFC is trying to get to.
Which is what the NFL has, right? TV rights.
Yeah.
How about uniforms?
That too.
So it's like, what are we doing? And then Dana wants to go in, and then he goes like, he ends the same statement. And he goes like, when we first bought this, basically most of these guys had jobs. They would train on the side and they would fight in the UFC, which they still do. Nothing's changed. And he goes, now it's at a level where everybody is a quote unquote professional athlete. So again, all these like vague ass terms. You just told us not to look at you like a league, but now everybody under contract with you is quote unquote a professional athlete. I'm sorry, but some of these guys under a 10 and 10 contract, it's a 3-fight deal. They fight out their deal inside a calendar year. They lose all 3 fights. They make $30,000. You know, and it's like, that's a professional athlete. You can't even wipe your ass with 30 grand in a
Right.
year. And this is tax-free money, right? So you're paying taxes on it. You know, on top of that, you invest because it's a physical act. You're buying food. You're spending money on training. MMA is the biggest fucking not jip, but the biggest fucking scam in the world, because like, go to these gyms, bro. These coaches are so money hungry. It's like $200 for a membership, just base level. It's like you can just they basically charge you like $250 just to use the gym.
A month.
Yeah, coaching is a whole nother thing. You know what I mean? You want to have coaching? Oh, it's $350. And then you can negotiate to get extra training with this guy and that guy. Next thing you know, you're paying $750 a month, bro. You know, it's bullshit. So like, and I'm exaggerating it a little bit, but I'm trying to say, all the coaches inside these MMA gyms, they're not over here helping you, training you for free.
Right.
They're making you broke, draining your pockets. So like, these guys will make 30K or something like that off their first deal, lose all 3 fights, get cut from the UFC, pay taxes on. It's just like, what are you talking about? These guys are quote unquote professional athletes who quote unquote don't have to work 2 jobs. Yes, they do. You lying sack of shit. And you know what? You are a league. And so 2 things are true, right? You are a fucking league, even though you don't want to be. And your fighters do have to work 2 jobs because you don't pay them enough. They are not quote unquote professional athletes. So it's like, it's like, bro, it's like, just don't speak then or something. Like, because you're literally saying the opposite of what you really are. If you listen to Dana, right? He goes, don't look at us as a league. Okay, so look at him as a league, right? And then he says, my fighters are professional athletes. They get paid like it. And they actually don't. So it's like, you are a league and your fighters do not get paid like professional athletes. You just got done saying the complete opposite of that. And it's a lie.
Yeah, I would say the other thing too, just to kind of throw another caveat on here, spin, but actually this probably be, I don't know, this could be for Dana's point or Dana's side. These leagues like the NFL, the NBA, they have the league, but then they have the teams and ownership. So the ownership are the ones cutting the check to the players on their roster.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a difference there, because in this instance, that's like the NFL saying, hey, all of these 32 teams out of all these 50 players, we're the ones cutting the checks for all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So the UFC doesn't have it set up. It's almost would be like, hey, if the UFC had under it the USA team. Under the UFC, they had the Brazilian team. Africa, you know what I mean? And then you had your own ownership.
There were individual investors.
Right, you had your own ownership
from these regions per se.
Right. And then they would pay out your best players, your best fighters. That would be interesting if someone actually would able to do something like that.
I hear you. So there's almost a little bit more money.
Well, it's a different structure,
because,
right?
You have all these other people bringing in their money versus it's just Dana.
Because the NFL right now, they don't have to pay the roster for the Cowboys team. The Cowboys owner, Jerry Jones, is playing.
So who does the NFL share their profits with? The team?
Ownership, I believe.
So yeah, so the teams.
The owners, yeah, the
yeah,
owners.
yeah.
So then the owners then divvy it up to the players.
Right, to some degree.
You know? And so the ownership have probably deals with NFL and the TV rights.
Mm-hmm.
So there are like these different branches. So I never thought about it that way.
I mean, you bring up a fair point. And I know I've been bashing on Dana about this, but it's because I need to a little bit. But I'll go ahead and say the other side of it, which is kind of like what you're bringing up now. And like I said, right, I think there's validity. I'm saying like Dana's right to pay these guys basically 10 and 10 and 15 and 15 as long as he's going to keep shooting in the dark, right? Signing talent he doesn't know if they're going to make it or not. I agree with the logic. I'm just trying to up the level and say, guys, if you don't want to keep getting paid 10 and 10, 15 and 15, then I'll let you know what the problem is. He's signing too low level of talent because there's no real amateur scene. If there's a real certified amateur proving ground, right? Call it just this, a real proving ground. There is no real proving ground outside the UFC. The UFC is the only proving ground. And that's a problem. It's not even about it being like, oh, the UFC is the they call it, the UFC got a monopoly. I saw a quick tweet, I think it was from Saturday. being like, of course it's a monopoly. That's what they worked for. The NFL and the NBA is a monopoly too. The UFC being the biggest promotion is not the problem that exists in the sport, like everyone wants to make it out to be. The problem in the sport is that there's no real proving ground. There's
There
no
isn't.
real amateur
No.
talent. It's all wishy-washy, shooting in the dark. That's the
And that's why
biggest
they
problem where it
and
lies.
that's
And
why
that's
the
why the
NF
UFC has all the leverage to pay small amounts of
yeah.
dollars.
And that's why the NFL and the NBA, they have a training ground. They have, like, all the college athletes that are playing at the highest level on prime time, championship fight, games they're getting millions of dollars, right?
Correct.
There's that there is no, hey, we're gonna watch this MMA fight from Penn State versus Arizona State.
Hmm.
Like, the top guys who may get drafted to go to the UFC.
Right. So,
There is none of that. He's
and
making that too. Yeah.
yeah. And so, I do get why Dana does it. I do get why Dana does it, but at the same time, I just think that there's some other things to be done to improve this sport. But yeah, that was what I thought about the fighter pay. And then him saying it's not a league, it's like, okay, fine. If you're not a fucking league, bro, then stop making them wear the uniforms and shit. If you're not a fucking league, like get those uniforms off them and shit.
They don't want to do that.
No, they don't want to do that for whatever
No.
reason. I prefer it, but
Well,
um,
the UFC is it's like the NFL. You know what they call the NFL logo?
what
The shield.
the shield? What does that necessarily mean?
Like, like, how
A brand or something?
yeah, that's a big brand. NFL, that's a shield right there.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a big brand, bro. It's
Everyone
like
wants to get in on that.
right, that logo.
Yeah, it means a great deal to all the
Yes,
companies
it
out
does.
there.
Yes, it does.
Companies
Yes.
would rather do business with the UFC, sponsor the UFC than sponsor Derek
So that
Lewis.
right. So that UFC logo is big,
Hmm.
big money.
It's funny how things change, like the landscape of even sponsors in MMA. It seems like there was once a time where people like were more willing to invest in fighters and sponsor the fighters. But something happened to where like through social media, like I think so much bullshit. You know how it's been, right, on social media. Like I think that little wave of people sponsoring and then fighters and athletes promoting bullshit products that they don't actually use. I
Mm.
think they dried up that market because it's like I don't really see too many fighters getting sponsored by these companies and then like promoting these companies and then their followers going through and buying it. That's why I think
Right.
companies would rather sponsor the UFC because I think it says more like these fighters are just and like we just spoke about for like last 20 minutes, who is the UFC signing? Nobody's 50-50s. They might be
Mm-hmm.
good, they might not be. Let's just throw them in the water and find out. In the deep end you go. And I think everybody sees it. So it's like, why would we sponsor a fighter who probably doesn't even know what the fuck he's talking about? But
And there,
before the
yeah.
allure was gone, before like the shield was dropped in a way, like I think people gave them a lot more credit. They're like, oh, he's a UFC fighter. He's a genius. He's very
I see what you're
smart.
saying. Yeah,
You
yeah, I see
know,
what you're saying.
but
Yeah.
so much bullshitting over the years, this fake ass world, people caught on. And I think things are just more harder now than they used to
Mm.
be 10 years ago.
Mm. I guess that's a question for a UFC fighter too. I've never thought about on that end.
Well, I mean, if you look at just like Joaquin, because that's like, my closest connection with the UFC fighter, who's actually pretty good, right? Joaquin
Yeah.
tells me he got no sponsor. Now, it may be from a bit of a lack of trying, but I mean, I'm sure if a good brand sent him a DM, he would see it. He
True.
opens up like random DMs, like from random fans and shit all the time that aren't selling him shit. If somebody wanted to sign him to like a six-figure deal for a sponsorship, he would definitely see it. And it's like he's a polarizing personality. He's funny, right? He wins. He's a super viral dude.
I
Why
wonder
hasn't
if
a company reached out
I
to him to sponsor him?
I wonder if that's because they're only getting really 4 spotlights per year compared to like a NBA player, like he has to play, I don't know what it is, 80 games a season.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it's or even an NFL player, you're playing 18 games per season. You're on every Sunday, like doing like clockwork. So maybe it's because you don't see them as much.
They're like, oh, these guys aren't that active on TV.
Well, not only that, yeah, they're not that active on TV, but like the sport in itself is only gonna be able to. The sport itself can give you a show
Mm-hmm.
every week, but the star can only be active 3 or 4 times a year, and that's even stretching it. 4 times, that's an active fighter.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, granted, nobody's probably buying the product unless it's super good.
Like Joaquin this year's fought how many times? Once.
Once, yeah.
Maybe he'll try to get another one before the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
That's not. I mean, that's going to be hard to sponsor unless you're just daily on social media and that's what they want. Just
Mm-hmm.
doom.
So anyway, that was just kind of a full-on topic right there.
Ha-
But
Have you talked to Joaquin?
have not talked to Joaquin. I keep saying I'm gonna reach out to him, and I do need to. So I'm gonna do it this week,
Have
probably
you
like
done anything on socials yet?
this evening or tomorrow. Well, I recently made a post. So let's get into Joaquin. Speaking about it, I recently made a post after D-Rod versus Medic got booked. I'm pretty sure. Didn't you like call that shit last week?
I think we were talking about it. We were like, "Hey, that should be a that would be
You
a
at
good
least
fight."
called that D-Rod wasn't gonna fight Leon, and you were like,
Nah,
D-Rod should fight
couldn't-
someone else. And I swear you
couldn't
said
see that.
Medic or Joaquin or something.
I said medic. You said Joaquin. I was like, if it's gonna do anybody, it got to be like a medic.
Yeah, so they did it, right? So they ran it with Medic. So good shit. Good shit. Let's give MTK his flowers real quick on that one because that was good shit. I can't lie. And you went out of left field because I was like believing D-Rod versus Leon, and you went out and you said, nah, I don't believe it even if D-Rod's claiming it. And I was like, really? Okay. All right. And you were right a week later, a few days later. So Euros versus D-Rod booked for UFC Belgrade August 1st. Main event. Everybody watching. Okay, so August 1st, the Mexican prison, Sereno, returns to the cage. Wait, for the record, I just want to let you know this. People, and it's good that I ask you this one. So give me your bet. I want the raw. I want the raw.
Okay.
People say, this weed claim coming from D-Rod is straight BS. He's covering for something else. No way you get locked up for that amount of time over Kush. And so let me read you something. Somebody commented, and this guy goes, 100% this N-word lying about the charge. They caught bro with meth. He just don't want to say it, and he knows they're not going to properly document shit down there. My N-word in San Diego, or Sereno told me, bro stays tweaking on the Tina.
I mean, I don't know. I can't. I've never seen him look tweaked out. Like I can't see that. I mean, they will. The Mexican government will put you in jail for weed, bro.
Okay. I'm just asking because, like, I don't know enough to really even make a judgment, but I've seen other people say that too. Like, it's not weed. That dude's lying. Like, did you feel like he's lying when you heard it
I
at
didn't
first?
feel like he was lying.
You didn't think he's lying?
No, and I don't see like tweaker like signs from him.
At least leading up to it. I'll be honest. He looks like a tweaker a little bit after jail, but I think it's just because he was malnourished. Before jail, there was no tweaker signs.
A tweaker is like that video we saw with fucking BJ Penn.
Right.
That's Tweaker City. I don't see those type of vibes from Daniel. I don't see any weirdness happening.
Nothing has ever leaked. No weird ass shit leaked,
Right,
secret recordings and shit.
A tweaker is a tweaker, bro. Like,
and usually that shit leaks.
Yeah, just in general, like you just like, and to fight as much as he had been, like, you could do maybe coke. Maybe, but
maybe it was coke or something.
Maybe that I could see. Maybe.
Yeah.
That I could see.
Yeah.
Not the other though.
Maybe not meth, but maybe a bit of a harder drug than weed. I
can see him doing some yay. Yeah, for sure. I can see him doing some yay.
Okay. Yeah, because a lot of people had that opinion about it. Not really. See, even another person goes over weed, bro, and it's like, whether or not they're saying D-Rod's a liar or they're saying the Mexican police overreacted, people just don't see the weed connecting to 6 months in prison.
Mexico's weird because he even said it at the end, like he ended up having to pay somebody, right?
Yeah. So essentially,
right?
Didn't want to say it, but yeah, he basically said that.
What can happen in Mexican jail is that you can get lost in there, bro. Like it's not like American jails. It's like you're in. You don't know when someone's gonna come check up on you.
Mm-hmm. And he got lost in the system. He kept saying his case kept getting pushed back and pushed back.
It's not. You're just in there.
And then you got the ICE going on. I mean, I feel like he sold a good story. He said with the ICE protests and shit, they wanted to use me as an example, so to speak.
Maybe.
I bought it. I
Maybe.
bought it, but I just wanted to give voice to the people who
And it
doubt
just
it.
matters too. Like I think he said he had like an ounce of weed on him. Like
Yeah, he had a
that's
good
not,
amount.
that's not. They're not like right. They're not like whoa. It's gonna be more
Right.
like whoa, 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 whoa. They would arrest me for ounce of weed in Mexico for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
They're not just letting me go, bro.
Yeah. Okay. Worth speaking about, I guess. So, MTK, he spent quite a bit of time down in Tijuana and shit like that. So I have not spent much time at all. So you know better than me.
No, I mean I know Mexico, yeah.
Yeah. That's why I'm asking you too, because I take your word over mine for that.
And it's one of those things. Dude, I'll give you a funny story. Like I knew someone, one of my homies and shit. His cousin, when we went to go visit him in Mexico, he was a on the weekends
Hmm.
a undercover cop, I guess you could say. He would check in just to pull people over and grab money.
Oh, really?
That's all he did.
You mean he would
Bro,
pull people over and fucking be like, all right, you need to pay me or else you're going to jail?
yes, I was in the
Damn. Who is
car
this
with him.
related to you in a way?
Huh?
How is this person related to
No,
you?
he's one of my homie's cousins.
Hmm.
So we would go down to Mexico and be like, I remember I was in his car and he had like the sirens in there. I was like, all right. He went to the police station, clocked in. He pulled people over. I thought it was, bro. We were faded too,
Just for bullshit.
just so he could make extra money on the weekend. That's how
Damn.
corrupt it is.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
There's like no, it's like an entry level job.
It's an entry level job.
Okay, all right. Shout out to
You
the
didn't go to
Mexican
school.
police. Let's read a couple chats real
You didn't
quick.
go to school for that one. There was
Ye-
no
No police academy.
No.
No, it's just like, here's your fucking gun, here's the handcuffs.
Yeah.
Shit, you see something, do something about
Yeah,
it.
you went to school with the guy. You know what I mean? Like someone in the
Yeah.
police, like they would say, "You want to make some extra money this weekend? Yeah, all right, come help us out."
It's like, what's your training? It's like, shit, I know MTK. It's like, okay, you're good.
Yeah.
The chat,
You
this
have
is
a
what the chat.
car. Hey,
Huh?
that's it. You have a car? You have
Yeah,
a
yeah, you
car.
got a car. Okay, perfect. That's how it is in Hawaii. I think the police force is like low over there, and one of the like I think they let you like drive your own car or something like that. Like, I don't know. Probably that's a random thing. I shouldn't have even brought that up. Let's just move past it. Um, I want to read a couple chats just to see what people think
Yeah.
about the whole D-Rod weed allegation. So they're saying like Juice says, I don't see it either. If he's really trying to level up and make money, be a good fighter, how does one do that after adding meth? Yeah, I don't see the meth allegations. Maybe coke. Maybe coke. I wanted to see what people thought though, like if they just think he's lying about the weed
Because it's
flat
like
out.
when you from coke's here, meth's here.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's levels to that. You know what I mean? There's levels to being, an addict like that. Coke's like a party, so
It's like a guilty pleasure.
exactly.
It is worse than weed for sure, but yeah,
For
you're
sure.
right. There's like levels to it. And then Shiloh goes, Tijuana is not putting you in jail for drugs. Like, get the fuck out of here. He
Shiloh,
definitely
believe
did
me,
some dumbass shit down there late night in a bar.
Shiloh, I've been to jail in TJ. I know a handful of people been in jail. They'll put you in, bro.
Yeah.
They're not playing.
Okay, listen to MTK. I don't know shit, but I know MTK knows. And then Juice says, yeah, way easier to pay off Mexican police.
Way easier for sure. But
Okay.
some of them too. It's funny because you would think that all the time, and some of them are just dicks too. Just like out here in the United States, like, hey, you're gonna run across dick fucking police officers, bro, that
Yeah.
just don't want to hear it, and they have a power trip, and they just were like, nope, could care less about the money.
Okay, so as we're talking about this topic, the next progression to it is Joaquin Buckley's next fight.
Yeah,
So I'm putting up a poll now. So after the D-Rod fight got booked, I said basically, I'll just read out the caption. I said, with D-Rod versus Medic being announced today, I believe the next logical matchup at 170 should be Joaquin Buckley versus Leon Edwards at UFC 329 on July 11th or UFC 330 on August 15th, which is rumored to be headlined by Islam versus Ian Gary. Other people commented on that and they said, no, Mike Malott.
That's who they would give Joaquin to?
Yeah, instead of Leon Edwards. And then, so I'm thinking about, okay, what's another guy, right? And we spoke about it last week. The loser, right? The guy who lost to Amosov, Joel Alvarez. Then people are like, well, Joel's not even ranked, so it's not a good fight for Joaquin. He should fight someone higher. But then they also say Joaquin shouldn't fight someone as high as Leon. Leon should go to Amosov. So I'm gonna make the poll now. Let's try to figure out the top three guys.
Okay, with Amoslav, regardless who they give Leon to, Amosov is gonna beat someone. He's gonna beat that next guy on the ground. So does
Mm-hmm.
the UFC say, hey, do we want to feed Leon and Joaquin to a guy that we know is probably gonna dominate him on the ground and probably get a submission? Probably not. Can we put Leon and Joaquin together in a fight? Sean Brady won't take that. Never mind. But Leon versus Joaquin, both coming off losses, both going to be a stand-up game. They're both going to fight it out. They're going to bring a war because they have to.
Mm-hmm.
Two
I
big
really
names.
like the fight for everything
Yeah.
you just mentioned. That's why I said it, and I wasn't even factoring in the rankings. And then people bring up the ranking, or like, basically just being like, what? Basically, their biggest issue with that fight is like, why should Joaquin fight up? It's like, bros. I mean, if that's the biggest argument, I think we should book it.
When you say what you mean fight up,
Like they think Joaquin should fight down in the
fight up Leon
rankings.
Edwards.
That he shouldn't get rewarded by losing by fighting a guy ranked higher than him. That he should fight a guy ranked below him because he lost.
I get
But
that
it's like you could also match up losers with losers.
that, and you're trying to sell the main event, right? This would probably be okay, either on the main card, but not or actually main um,
It
fight
could be a
night,
fight night main event or a
right?
pay-per-view main card slot.
Because you could sell that. That's my whole thing. You could sell that fight.
It's a great fight.
Yeah, the Yuroslav, to sell that, the average fans, they're gonna be like, who's Yuroslav? You and I know who he is, right? We know how deadly he is. He's proven how deadly he is, but it's gonna be a ground game.
And then Malat, the same thing, not the ground game aspect, but it's like, who's Malat?
No one's gonna. He need now.
Let them fight each other.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean, I want. I don't know if Mike Malat honestly could beat Joaquin or Leon. I don't know if he's ready for that yet. I'd like to see him have one more fight.
Him versus Almosov. They're trying to get up in the rankings. They just got there. Joaquin and Leon been in here for years.
And I think he loses to Almoslav too. See,
and then that just is what it is, right?
Yeah, I think if they were smart, they would probably give. See, Kamaru Usman sitting right there too.
Usman versus Almosov, they wouldn't do that.
John Brady's not fighting up, that's for sure.
Yeah. They should do Brady versus Almosov. They wanted to.
That. He wouldn't take that fight.
Nah.
It's funny because I'm just like, where's Kamaru Usman and all this? Like, he's just sitting right there at number 8.
They're saying Kamaru's gonna fight fucking like DDP and shit.
I mean, I guess. A lot's gonna happen with this Gabriel Bonfim and Bilal Muhammad fight, though.
Well, I also put in the poll: Joaquin could fight the loser of Bilal versus Bonfim.
Yeah. Even if I were to say if he were to fight up Michael Venom Page, I would take that fight.
Oh, yuck!
Is it because it's the name?
I know.
And that's a tough fight.
It's a tough fight. It's a tough fight. MVP aside,
okay.
Who you most in favor for Joaquin? Leon, Malat, loser of Bonfim Bilal, or Joel Alvarez?
It'd have to be Leon.
Okay, I like Leon too.
Yeah,
I like Leon too.
And it's really just because I as a fan, I'd be excited for that fight.
Yes, like, and that's what's important, bro. It's like, right, and it's like I don't want to do this shit again. Like, Joaquin is not fighting somebody, like, no offense to Malat, he's a nice guy. There's nothing wrong with him. But it's like, I feel like you do not it's like you're pouring cold water. Like, why the fuck would you give Joaquin Malat? Like, you need to continue to build up Joaquin. He's a guy who's put in a lot of work in the promotion, and it's like you don't just want to throw all that away. You need to give him good matchups. And I'm not saying like these more favorable, like, oh, he has more of a chance of beating Leon than he does Malat. No, but what I'm saying is like notoriety, name value, fan hype. You know what I mean? For fights, it needs to involve Joaquin. You do not just put Joaquin against like an Amosov, a fucking Malat, a random ass dude.
Yeah.
You put him in there for something to go crazy, to go viral, to generate numbers.
Yeah, here's the only thing is like, if the UFC is thinking this, like, hey, if they honestly are in their mind saying, hey, we think Joaquin's trending down. Like in their mind, if that's what they're thinking, and they think Mike Malot's trending up, then they would say, hey, you know what? Let's put Mike Malott in. We want to build him up. We want to get him in the top 10 rankings. Joaquin would be the fight to make for that. That's in their minds. They would see it. I don't think that the average fan would be like excited for it. So that's more of a how they see it's trending.
I hear you.
Um,
But here's the opposite side to it, right? This
but
is
I think that's a perfect matchup for Joaquin. That style, that's going to lean in his favor.
it's a perfect matchup. I think it's a good matchup. Just and it's like I don't even think he's gonna lose, but just to bring it up to you like this, it's like, but think about it. If he loses to Malott, that is not good. It's
Oh
just
no,
as
dude.
bad as it's just as bad as losing to Brady, and that's what I'm saying. He needs to fight guys that it's not gonna derail his career if he loses to them. He's put in too much work.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, you're a competitor.
I know, and
that's
he would not have this mindset that I have.
yeah, that's the job, right? You need to go in there and prove that you're better than that person. I believe he is. Gilbert Burns, he fought on the way out. I'm surprised I forgot he beat Kevin Holland.
No, he lost to Kevin. Oh, Malott.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. He lost to Neil. He was on a nice little win streak. He lost to Neil. I mean, the kid's he's a good fighter. I think Joaquin would be a big test. Um,
It's just that like Joaquin's a great fight. It's like Malott's a great fighter. Joaquin's a better fighter, in my opinion. Like you just said, he'd be a big test. And then it's like the thing that I don't like that Malott doesn't bring to the table is the promotional factor. But I guess he's Canada's boy, and maybe Joaquin will get Canadian fans if he beats Malott.
And here's the thing too: is like, let's say the UFC is like, all right, who do we give next? Let's say they thought this: we want to give Mike Malott either Joaquin or Leon. Who do we give him? Where does that leave Joaquin if they said Leon?
You want to give who?
They say they're in their war room, right? And they're like, hey, we're gonna give Mike Malott either Joaquin or Leon. Hunter, Dana, whoever the other guy is. Who do you want Mike Malott to fight? If they said Leon, then what does that leave Joaquin?
Well, that would leave Joaquin with like those other fights we named, like the loser of Bilal Bonfim, MVP, Joel Alvarez.
Right.
Yeah. It takes two of his potential opponents off the table. Leon and Malott are his two potential opponents.
If I was Joaquin and that was the idea, and I knew that was going on, I'd want to sell myself. I was like, no, give me Mike Malott. I'll take that.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's crazy because the UFC, I hate to say it, but I'm just gonna say it. What you just said right there about if Malott gets Leon Edwards, it wouldn't surprise me, bro.
Yeah.
They just did it. Leon Edwards, or not Leon Edwards, but sorry, D-Rod just got Medic. They could have given that to Joaquin. They could have given Joaquin either of those guys. I don't know, but going back, it's like the replacement for Bilal ended up being JDM. It could have been Joaquin. I wouldn't be surprised if they do it again. They consistently overlook Joaquin. I hope they don't. That's why I'm making the post though, because it's like, bro, like let's keep this guy at the forefront of mind.
But I will say this: they gave him Sean Brady, and that you know what I mean. Like they could have easily said, "Oh, well, we're not going to give him Sean Brady either," and they did. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out his way.
Okay, I'll give you that. That's a good devil's advocate.
Probably got paid, 100 G's for that fight.
Yeah.
So
that's a good devil's advocate.
Yeah.
I don't think they hate him, but I think sometimes they do overlook him.
If he would have won that fight, you'd been like, "Oh, see, look at me."
I know. He slips in the big moments, unfortunately. I have to be honest about it. Usman and Brady, it was off to the races if he beats them.
Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said about his ground game. You know what I mean? Like when you get in that top 5 position.
Yeah, you got to fix it.
Yeah.
There's no excuses anymore. There's no sugarcoating it. Yeah. The first time I said he underperformed, get him next time. We can't, it happened twice. It needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's working on it. I'm sure he is. So 67% of people voted Leon, for the record, after that little debate we had. So I guess I'll end the poll now on that. For the record, I'm going to pick Leon too.
Hey, did you see Shavkat training again?
Yeah, I did. Oh wait, my bad. I almost hit stop streaming instead of end poll. That would have been crazy. Good thing it asked me if I'm sure. Yeah, I did see Shavkat training again. Not
Poor
bad, huh?
guy. Poor guy. I think it's done.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty rough.
Yeah, it's rough.
It's rough for
Like
him out
so.
here.
Okay. So what if they did this? Shavkat versus Joaquin.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, yeah,
take
yeah.
that?
Yeah, of course.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
But I mean, again, it's like that wrestling. It's like, bro,
But
just
but
get that monkey
yeah,
off your back, bro.
yeah. See, I wouldn't want. If I was Joaquin, I wouldn't want to face Shavkat either.
It's like, bro, you gotta fix that shit.
I mean,
Fuck these. To me, it's like fuck these wrestlers, bro. Like I would actually be heated and pissed. Like it's like, nah, fuck these guys. Like I needed, and I know he was like this after Usman, but it's like, nah, I need that shit again. Like I need to fucking put them in their place. Like they can't keep getting away with this. Like, but you know, so it's
I mean,
I don't
that's
know,
the
man.
game,
It's tough.
right?
I believe in Joaquin. It's just like these performances do not help my fucking belief. You know, that's how it is. I believe in Joaquin, but the performances, like, it does me no favors.
No.
Because it's like, you really think he should fight Shavkat? I'm gonna be like, yeah, and then you could easily be like, well, look what happened to Brady, look what happened to Usman,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna be like, yeah, you're right.
Well, the thing about Shavkat too, he doesn't. I don't really. I'd have to. He was more beating people on the ground. I mean, not on the ground, but on the feet.
He does beat people on the feet. He doesn't have as good of takedowns.
But he'll submit you too. Like he did submissions.
He got dangerous, just random ass submissions.
Yeah.
He'll lock in. So
Yeah.
honestly, I like it. You know, he's also coming off an injury. Fighting is very much a timing thing. Joaquin coming off a fight, right? After a year layoff. Shavkat coming off an injury after 2 years off. It could just be a timing thing. It could work out to where Joaquin can defend his takedowns.
Yeah.
Because Shavkat don't got enough in him. I would be in favor of a Shavkat fight too, but we'll go you know, Buckley fight Leon or whatever.
See what happens.
Okay, who do you got in the main event for UFC Macau though? Song Yadong versus Deiveson.
You know what's funny is like I was saying I like the fight, but I could care less who wins that main fight.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of honestly, it's like the event has more lure than the main event. Like just the fact that it's in Macau, which is I think what, China or something, or
They have the guys in the chat. That's I don't know.
well, I mean Song Yadong, and then there's another Chinese guy in the co-main, so I'm assuming Macau is China.
Yeah.
But regardless of if it's China, I don't really give a shit about the fight either. I do think Song Yadong is gonna win. And then yeah. I think Song Yadong will win.
I may go Figueroa.
Okay. I got a better topic for you though.
Yeah. The one topic I was gonna say in here was the Khalil Roundtree versus Ankalaev.
Yeah, what do you think?
I think that's a great matchup.
People hating on it. I think it's a good matchup too.
And I think Ankalaev gets it.
You think Ankalaev gets it? I think
Yeah,
it'll be honestly, like maybe he does get it, right? But aside from who I would be picking, I think it'll be a pretty competitive fight because Ankalaev doesn't really take people down. And Khalil's a very good striker, very talented striker in his own right. So is Ankalaev. It's kind of like kickboxing versus Muay Thai.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I like the fight. I think a lot of people are hating on Khalil. They're like, oh, this guy just gets gifted top 5 matchups every time. And I get it, but I like the fight, and I think styles make fights.
I don't think that at all.
That's a big narrative. They said another top 5 opponent for Khalil.
Where's he ranked at?
I mean, the heavyweight division is cooked anyway, and like, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it. So, but let me pull it up. You want to know where he's ranked?
Yeah.
I think though, yeah, he fought Pereira, then he fought Yuri, and people are just like, oh, he doesn't deserve it. I mean, people in the chat, if you feel that way, make yourself known, because I can't even explain it.
A war.
I know.
So who would they give him? I'm looking at some of the names here. Like, we're not gonna give him Jamal.
He beat Jamal, walked through him.
Right, you're not gonna give him. I mean, Yan. I mean,
yeah. So, what was your question again?
Carlos Oberg needs to recover, right? Carlos Oberg would have been the fight to make, though.
Oh, but you're asking about the rankings, right? What Khalil's ranked?
But that's the thing. Like, if Carlos Oberg was healthy, the fight would have been to make was that.
Yeah.
Ankalaev versus Carlos.
Right. But yeah,
That's
so I
what.
guess they're mad because Khalil gets the number 1 contender. That's what they're mad about because Magomed's ranked number 1,
And you know
Khalil's
what?
ranked number 5.
Here's my other thing too: is if you look at the names in there, it's like, oh, who else would we give them?
Pereira can't fight. Prohaska just lost. Blachowicz just ain't it.
They ain't it. He
It
ain't
just
it.
ain't it.
That's not the name.
No.
That's not the name.
Ankalaev probably needs a
If
fight.
you put today like, hey, Jan versus Ankalaev, I'm like, all right. You
Yeah.
said Ankalaev versus Roundtree, like, oh, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Hey, Brown, put him in. Put him in. Because Roundtree's last 2-3 fights have been epic.
Mm-hmm.
Those have been wars.
I mean, yeah, the 3, because I even like the Jamal Hill fight.
Right. So I mean, if he had a lackluster performance in those fights, I would have been like, nah, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
He
People talk down on Khalil because of some
know
of his
what?
fights, but I'll leave him alone.
Okay, I got a name for Ankalaev.
Huh.
Hokit.
Josh Hokit.
Put him everywhere, bro.
Damn.
Put him everywhere.
Hokit got to come down to 205 for that one.
It's fine. That's fine.
Or Ankalaev can go up.
Can you hear me, New Jersey? Am I right?
Am I right, Miami?
Am I right, Miami?
No, I like Hokit. He's actually low-key funny. You know, he doubled down on his personality long enough to where he turned me.
Oh, he turned me too, bro. You
Yeah.
see that AI his social was epic.
Mm-hmm. And it's just him.
You see the AI he did with Ilya?
I missed it. It's him fighting Ilya?
Yeah, he's like turned into it. I love it.
Yeah, it's good. It's
He's
good. And I think it's all him. Like, he doesn't have any
the greatest lock-in of all time.
Yeah, is Josh Hokit?
Yes.
All right. Josh Hokit's definitely one of the biggest rising stars.
Bro, he's gonna beat Derek Lewis. He's gonna fucking call out Shama.
Oh, he's definitely beating Derek Lewis.
Right.
No,
if he loses, shame on him.
Shame on him if he loses. Derek Lewis has made a career off of beating these guys, though. Someone says Khalil is a Freemason. Fair enough. I know he's a part of some type of cult. Allegedly. Now, I wanted to get into this topic with you because it's a very interesting one. And people are like kind of disagreeing with me and shit. And it's like, why would you disagree with me? But you could disagree if you feel it in your heart. So Sean Strickland, I think you might have seen the topic, but I said Sean Strickland requests release. Oh my God. Sean Strickland requests release from UFC to fight Jake Paul. So here's the context. Sean Strickland was on stream with Nina Drama at Aiden Ross's Brand Risk.
Right.
And then the Forbes highest paid athletes list for 2026 came out. So he was looking over it, and Nina's like, look, Canelo and Jake Paul are on here, like number 2 and number 23, right? Jake Paul is number 23 or something. And then as Sean's looking at it, his immediate reaction is, oh my gosh, I need to get out of the UFC, right? So here's his actual quote. He said, I gotta leave the UFC and go beat up Jake Paul. That's it. Cut my contract, UFC. It's time for me to leave. Even if I made a fraction of that, it's still more than what UFC's paying me. I'd fucking beat the shit out of Jake Paul. I'd fucking beat the shit out of him. Okay, so I posted this and I basically captioned it. I said, Sean Strickland demands release from UFC after seeing Jake Paul on 2026 Forbes highest paid athletes list and realizing no MMA fighters made it. And so everybody goes, you know, this is clickbait. He was joking. This isn't real. He's not being serious. So it's like, what part is he not being serious about? Fighting a lesser talented, less dangerous guy? Is he not serious about making more money? What is he not serious about being bitter the fact that Jake Paul is on the highest paid athletes list and he's not? Like, what exactly is he not being serious about? What exactly is he joking about? The only thing to me I would say is that he's being sarcastic because he doesn't want to directly piss off the UFC, but he means everything he fucking just said. Yeah. If he had the option, cut up my contract, right? And fight Jake Paul for more money than I would make in my next fight in the UFC, or keep my contract and let me fight the next toughest guy in the UFC.
You know what's funny is like about I agree with you.
How is it a joke?
I agree with you. Like, I think that was his initial reaction. That was his live initial reaction. That's what he thought. And it's also one of those things that's like, well, it's funny when you're moving up the ladder to prove, hey, I'm the best, and then you do it, and then it's like, all right, then you see something like that, like, damn, I could have got paid fucking 20 million over here. Shit, why don't I go do it? Because you don't have anything to prove anymore in the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
And there's two pillars to that, right? Because he may not have that like edge of like some very very like high level competitors of I want to just be the greatest of all time. I don't see that from Sean Strickland.
Mm-hmm.
Like he doesn't have that GSP mentality of like, bro, like let's go. Where he could say something like that and be like, it's no big deal. And me as a fan be like, yeah, let him go do that. Because he's not selling me on the fact of like, hey, I'm gonna be here forever. The greatest of
Mm-hmm.
all time. You know what I mean? So I could see that. I agree
And
with
just to add to that, right? The timing and to the narrative of he's not here to be the greatest ever, bro. He's already 35. He's
you.
a
Right.
two-time middleweight
This is what he
champion.
wanted. Yeah.
I mean, like, let's just keep it a buck. His career is dwindling down. This is about the perfect time within the next year or so, maybe next 18 months, for him to get out of contract with the UFC, complete it, right, and then leave and go fight Jake Paul.
Oh, 100%.
You
Because
know,
I
like,
would
this
take.
is the time. It wouldn't be when
I
he's
would.
38, 39 and washed. We
I
want
would
him
watch
to
that.
get out and beat Jake
Right,
Paul. Like, that's what we want. You got to
would watch
beat
it.
him.
I would watch it.
Yeah.
There, you got me.
And think about all the
Now I'm watching.
vitriol, all the trash talk, and let's
Right.
put this in perspective. Sean Strickland making $1 million per fight, right? That's what he's basically making right now, give or take. You could Google it, but the chat already Googled it for me, so I'm taking their word for it. He's making, give or take, about $1 million per fight. This dude is the biggest fucking star in the UFC, point blank, period, right now, over anybody. You know, over anybody. Like, no, but in the year 2026, when Islam hasn't fought, when Ilya hasn't fought, even when they did fight, they're not going as viral as this dude. This dude, okay,
All right.
off of social media, because I've been
He fought
tracking it.
twice this year.
He fought twice this year. But these things that he talks about in his media days, bro, I'm still getting fucking interaction on it. When he went off on the Muslims in America, when he went off on Aspen Ladd's coach for you know, grooming her.
Right.
These are some of the biggest fucking headlines of the year. When Sean Strickland got canceled at the press conference after his win over Imavov, or no, not after his win over Imavov, but when Strickland got canceled from that press conference after beating Hernandez, these are the biggest moments of the year. These are by far the biggest moments of the year, and they all belong to Sean Strickland. You know, defeating Hamzat, the build up to this fight. What was the bigger fight than this year than Hamzat Strickland? You know, upsetting him, stopping Hernandez. It's not only on the mic, but it's in the cage too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Two-time champion, beating Hamzat.
Yeah.
Okay? So I want to say all that to say, like, this dude is a massive fucking star, the biggest star in the promotion, and he's getting paid $1 million per fight. He should leave, and he should fight Jake Paul. You know, he's not getting his worth in the UFC. He's not getting his due justice. In fact, he's getting his fucking mic cut at the post-fight press conference.
2.8 million on Instagram. I thought he'd have more.
I'm telling you, bro, this guy is the biggest fucking star of the year in the promotion, and he's getting paid $1 million per fight. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting.
Wow, Hamzat has 13 million.
And he beat him.
Right. He takes some of that shine.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just putting it in perspective that Sean, but I'm saying Sean's underpaid in the UFC.
And you got to strike where the iron's hot, right? Like if Sean saw that window and that probably just like ding, like you know when that light bulb goes off.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh shit, really?
But you think what I'm saying, right?
Oh, I 100% agree.
And then it's like you don't think Sean thinks that though on his end when like you don't think Sean because people think he's joking. Bro, no, I think that Sean is actually low key. He didn't express it or show it in the video clip that I'm referencing, but I think low key, based off everything I just said, I think Sean feels that times two. And when he sees shit like that from Jake Paul, he goes, "Why shouldn't I be making that?"
And I think too, like you said, like hopefully he's one of these fighters that can see that. Hey, how much time do I have really left? That he ends on the high note. Even let's say he like did a rematch with Hamzat and he lost, and then he wanted to go fight Jake Paul, people would be like all for it.
All he needs to do is just fight out this contract. Do not re-sign with the UFC anymore.
How many fights does he have?
People were saying that we've done the math a little bit. I mean, I could try to chat GBT it. Let me try to go chat GBT, but while I'm doing that, I asked the chat about it. And they basically tried helping me find the answer, which was like, Sean has been getting paid $1 million since like the DDP fight, so maybe he re-signed after he won the belt before he defended against DDP. Let me see. How many? Let's go chat GPT. I don't know which one's better. What's the best fucking like, AI model these days?
I don't know. Everybody has a different opinion. Ask Grok.
How many fights
Grok
does
knows.
I know,
Maybe
right?
Grok
Sean,
knows.
you ask Grok and I'll ask chat GPT.
Well, if my fucking Twitter wasn't suspended,
Oh yeah.
dude.
How many fights does Sean Strickland have left on his UFC contract? Or when did Sean Strickland sign his last deal?
All right, I just asked Grok too. Uh-oh. Well, let me ask.
Can't find a reliable public source that states how many fights Sean Strickland has left on his UFC contract or the exact date he last re-signed. Neither his UFC athlete page, UFC event pages, Tapology record, Sherdog, or recent MMA news found it.
Thinking about your requests. Oh, damn. We stumped Grok too. It's not exactly what you just said.
Okay, so they never talked about it publicly.
UFC fighter contracts are typically multi-fight, 4 to 8 fight deals.
Be interesting to know, right?
Yeah.
How many left on there?
Yeah,
I think he should just fight it out, though, bro.
Yeah, I mean, that's the question. Does he have 6 left?
Mm-hmm.
Does he have 2 left? It's a big difference.
Mm-hmm. I think whatever it is, he should fight it out. And hopefully it's not a number that's too high of fights that he can't complete,
Right.
But I think honestly, he re-signed a deal a few fights ago. Like, let's put it like this. This is what I think it is. I think Strickland probably re-signed a deal, re-up to about 6 fights on his contract. And I think he's fought about 3 fights since then. I bet you he's got 3 fights left on the deal. But let's see if because this is where it comes into play, right? You just won the belt. You going to re-sign a new deal and take that extra money from the UFC? Or are you not going to re-sign a new deal and gamble on yourself and fight out your contract? Right. That's the big question that happens here for anyone, for those who didn't consider that. I don't know if you just got that either.
Yeah, I get it. I get what you're trying to say.
What are you looking up?
When did his contract start? But it didn't give me anything either.
It doesn't have anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's probably got about 3 fights left on that bitch. That's what I would say.
I mean,
hopefully, right?
No, I mean that'd be dope if he did that.
Mm-hmm. It would be sick. So
kind of going against the brass too, right?
Yeah. So I'd be excited to see that, honestly. And honestly, I even feel like the UFC, like Dana White, should kind of like make an exception. Like, if you want to, like, I mean, Sean Strickland's the guy, man. I mean, I don't even think he gets mistreated. I'm not trying to say that. I do think he's underpaid in the UFC. I do not like that they silenced him. I don't really blame Dana fully for the silencing, obviously. But, like, I think Dana should even make an exception and say, Sean, go beat Jake's ass, bro. Like, you're our guy. Why not?
Yeah. But give me a cut.
I mean, why not?
Give me a cut.
Why not? Would you be more opposed or more in favor?
That'd be kind of cool, actually.
Like, I'm not saying do it for everybody, but
you're his MVP.
And it's just like Sean Strickland. Come on, let's go show him. Let's go show him. Let's actually give you our best guy right now, and let's show him.
Right.
You guys talk all that mess. Okay, fine. You've been poking the bear all these years. Let's run it.
Yeah.
Let's run the fade. You call out Pereira. Okay, let's do it, but let's be realistic. Sean Strickland. Let's give you Sean Strickland. No excuses, right? Because the whole Pereira thing's going to get spun like, oh, I respect Jake. I would have never stepped in the cage with Pereira. Nah, we'll give you Strickland. Fair fight. Fair fight. Our champion versus you. You want it? MVP versus UFC. I mean, I like it, bro. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I'm in favor of the UFC letting him go, not go, but just allow him to step out and come back,
Right.
come right back.
Little subcontract.
Subcontract. And then also, I would say, just to throw the cherry on top, I think they should re-sign fucking Francis, bro. Just let the beef go. It does. Like, can we just see a good couple of heavyweight fights with Francis and Pereira and shit like that and Aspinall? We want to see Francis versus Pereira and Aspinall.
I mean, I'm with you on that too.
You know, while you're at it, just re-sign Francis, bro.
While you're at it.
Just let the beat, you know, Dana, we know you got these rules. Oh, no more crossover. We hate Francis. Bro, just can you just break the rule for these 2 times? You know? 2 times.
Hey, I hope he's here. I hope he's listening.
Shit. Everybody spam Dana. So yeah, that's pretty much it, right? That's all the topics on the day. So
I mean, for a slow week, I mean, not a lot of big UFC news.
no, it's not bad. It's fine.
You gonna have Taco on tomorrow?
He hasn't responded.
Hmm.
Let me see here. Yeah, we were supposed to have Taco on today, but Taco messaged me this morning, told me not gonna happen. Something about his GF. He's like, I forgot GF, and I was like, okay.
Which GF? Girlfriend?
Yeah, girlfriend.
Okay, gotcha.
I thought it might have been like Good Friday, and I was like, it's Wednesday. So it's not Good Friday. But yeah, I mean, there's not much. Should we check out what the chat's saying? Chat's probably quiet as hell. Give me no neck.
Well, I mean, this is one of those weeks, right, where it's like, when the next week after that is Bilal, right? And is it the week after that? Is that when UFC 250 Freedom is?
Yeah. It's June 14th.
So
yeah, so after Bilal versus
we're
Bonfim,
almost
it's
2 weeks out, bro, from that.
Technically, right? We're kind of like 2.5 weeks.
Right.
After Saturday, we're 2 weeks out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be good.
Well,
Should be solid.
Even for that, like when that event happens, hoke it.
Yeah, hoke it.
Mic 'em up. I want to see Down Vato. I want to see Shy Boy. I want to see who's his other alias? Hulk
Hogan.
The Hulk.
No, I like it for sure.
Right
I think it's been kind of a slow start to the year, but it's gonna pick up. It's gonna pick up now. We got all the fights. We got Islam Ilya coming back. We got Conor McGregor coming back. So it'll be pretty good. We got the rise of Josh Hokett. After UFC White House, we're gonna get some bigger fights. Maybe Arman versus Ilya. Maybe Pereira versus whoever the next contender is, Aspinall. Right. So it's like these fights are actually gonna parlay into bigger matchups. So I think like between now and the end of the year, by December, we're gonna get Pereira twice.
That's true.
Yeah, we're gonna get Ilya twice.
Yep, I agree with that.
Yeah, and so hopefully, maybe end of the year or beginning of next year, bro, we get that fight we've been wanting, Islam versus Ilya. Hopefully. I kind of want Ilya versus Arman first though, but we'll just see, man. We'll see.
Yeah, I'd like to see that fight too.
Yeah, but honestly, if Ilya wants to go up, I'm okay with it, and just give Arman, the vacant title fight. I'm fine with it, bro. Sometimes it's fine.
Yeah,
sometimes it's fine. But it would be a big fight. But honestly, it's like, let me ask you the question. Would you be okay with if you got to miss one, right? Would you be okay with not seeing Ilya versus Arman, or would you be okay with not seeing Ilya versus Islam? Which one would you rather see more?
Well, Ilya versus Arman.
Arman.
Yeah, I mean, I could miss that.
You could miss that one.
I mean,
if you had to choose.
Yeah, that'd be the one.
Yeah, I agree. I really want to see Ilya versus Islam.
That's. I mean, there's a lot more on the line.
Yeah, and the Arman fight is big too.
It is. I know it's huge.
It's big. So like,
but he's
shit.
not a champion.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
He's not another weight class. There's a
Right.
lot more pillars to
He
the
doesn't have the accolades yet to really warrant it.
Islam is one of the greatest of all time.
Right.
Armin's not the greatest of all time. Armin hasn't even been a champion yet.
Both two division champs,
Right.
pound for pound, number 1 and number 2. It got to be Rand.
Don't like each other. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
All right, boys. So that's the stream. I actually might go live later. We'll see. But some of the topics I wanted to do by myself, I ended up doing with you. So, and they
Alright.
ended up being pretty good. So we'll see. I think I will go live a little bit later though.
All right. Hey, what, you 100 days?
Yeah, today's Sunday was the 100 days.
Oh.
So today's 93. Yeah,
What do you
shit.
mean?
Huh?
What do you mean Sunday's 100 days? This Sunday?
Yeah, this Sunday is 100 days.
Okay, this.
Or
I
no,
thought
no, no. Sunday was 90 days.
Okay.
Wednesday is like 93 days.
Got you. Okay. I thought we already passed it. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
So
So we're at 93.
So you went past your 90.
Right.
Went past your 90. All right.
Today's 93. So I guess what, next Tuesday or next Wednesday will be the full 100.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
which is a crazy landmark.
100 push-ups.
100 push-ups. Maybe I'll
Anybody
run that on
that
the
steps in
stream.
the chat got to do 100 push-ups off top. Send a
100
picture.
push-ups. All right, so that'll be the stream, boys. Shout out to everybody who watched. And
Shout out to
yeah.
suspects.
Yeah. Shout out to Franklin for dropping a dono to start it off. Much appreciated, homie.
Yeah, respect. Nice. Thank you.
Much appreciated. Drew says, doing my 13-hour fast and got my sweet potatoes baking.
Nice.
Because I always fucking eat sweet potatoes on the stream.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so my fucking, I'm influencing these boys. Homie got the sweet potatoes baking.
Nice.
All right. All right, boys. Peace out. I'll see you guys all later tonight or tomorrow. We'll just see.
All right, homies.
All right, peace out, boys. Drew says I'll do my 100 right now. Shout out to Drew. Peace out, boys.